chosen one. You keep seeing repeating numbers because a billionaire shift is near. There is a reason why your eyes keep catching those repeating numbers. 111, 222, 333, 444, and beyond. These aren't coincidences. These aren't just patterns. This is a message coded into your everyday life, speaking to the deepest part of your soul. You are not crazy. You are not imagining things. You are being prepared, positioned, and propelled into a new dimension of wealth, energy, and elevation. The universe, the divine, the source, call it what resonates with you, is signaling that a billionaire shift is near. Not just wealth in the material sense, but wealth in energy, wealth in clarity, wealth in alignment. You are stepping into a realm where divine timing and your personal readiness are beginning to collide in the most powerful way. Before we go deeper into the signs and the truth behind them, I want you to pause for a moment and honor this divine moment by commenting your warmest, most powerful wishes and typing 99 in the comments below. This video is part of a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe with your intention. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll not only understand why these signs are appearing, but you'll know exactly what to do with them. There's a reason why the numbers started following you after a particular moment in your life. Maybe you were at a crossroads. Maybe you just left a situation you outgrew. Or maybe you dared to believe in something bigger, your purpose, your potential, your destiny. The repeating numbers began when you cracked open the door of awareness. And now that the door is open, the flood is about to begin. These repeating numbers are echoes from the frequency you're now resonating with. You are tuning into a signal that not everyone can hear, let alone interpret. But you have always known deep down that you were built for something higher. And now, the codes are showing up. You are being whispered to in numbers because your higher self knows that your logical mind would question things if they arrived too loudly. So the signs come gently. Repeated digits on a clock, receipts, license plates, or even a dream. It's not random. It's deliberate. It's divine. The billionaire shift isn't just about your bank account. It's about your mindset, your magnetism, your mission. It's the reality bending itself around your inner belief system. What you believe is beginning to shape what you receive. Let's talk about why the numbers are repeating. 111 often comes at the beginning of a transformation. It's the signal of alignment, the moment when your thoughts are creating rapidly. It's the invitation to tune in. 222 shows up when balance is being restored, when partnerships, peace, and patience are being established to carry your dreams. 333, that's your power, that's your guides. That's the divine reminding you that you're not alone in this transition. 444 builds the foundation. It's work, yes, but it's also structure. It's showing you that what you're creating now is not temporary. It's going to last. Every number has meaning, and when they repeat, they magnify. That's what's happening in your life right now. Everything is being magnified for the shift. The shift will not look how you expect it to. You may feel isolated before it comes. You may feel the weight of letting go. You may lose people, opportunities, or even your comfort zone. But the shedding is sacred. The billionaire shift requires spiritual lightness. You cannot take every past burden into the realm of divine overflow. And so, the numbers are warning you. Let go of what can't come with you. That old belief system. It's not wealthy enough for where you're going. That self-doubt. It's not powerful enough to carry the vision you've been given. That fear, it will sabotage what you're meant to inherit. So release it, not later. Now the numbers are counting down. You might see 555 next. That's change. Radical, unshakable, divine change. You might see 777. Divine luck. The jackpot. The moment when doors open effortlessly. Or 888. Abundance, prosperity, and infinite potential flowing into your reality like a tidal wave. These numbers are preparing you. The spiritual is now making its way into the physical. The frequency of wealth is being downloaded into your mindset, into your habits, into your life. What most people don't realize is that a billionaire isn't made by money. They are made by identity. And your identity is what the universe is upgrading. Slowly, silently, then all at once. Your environment may not look rich yet, but your soul is already dripping with wealth. Your ideas are becoming golden. Your energy is becoming magnetic. And soon, your reality won't be able to help but catch up. This shift doesn't ask for permission. It asks for preparation. You must get serious about how you treat yourself. Do you talk like someone who's destined for a billionaire shift? Do you walk like someone who carries divine favor? Do you create like someone who knows they're building a legacy? You cannot be casual with divine opportunity. The numbers are warning you. Wake up, rise up, and get ready. Every repeat is a reminder. Every sequence is sacred. Every moment is calling you higher. This is not just motivation. This is revelation. And revelations demand action. You've been given the signal. The next step is yours. Watch your environment shift as you shift your inner world. Begin to move like someone who already has the billion-dollar mindset, and the billion-dollar mission will reveal itself. Begin to speak abundance and watch how money begins to respect your voice. Begin to carry yourself with reverence and watch how opportunities begin to salute you. Your shift is not in the distance, it's within. That's why the signs are showing up so close to you. That's why you feel the tension, the anticipation, the energy building. You're not imagining it, you're incubating it, and it's about to be born. You're not crazy for believing that something bigger is coming. You're just early, and the early ones always look strange until the prophecy they were living out becomes the reality everyone else has to adjust to. Let this be your confirmation. You are walking into a billionaire frequency, and the signs will not stop until you fully step into it. The universe isn't repeating itself to tease you. It's repeating because you haven't yet moved boldly enough. So let today be different. Don't wait for more signs. Become the sign. You are no longer someone waiting for wealth. You are the one wealth is waiting for. The door is open and you are ready. Now say yes with your energy. Say yes with your habits. Say yes with your discipline. Say yes with your boundaries. Say yes with your presence. You are not just chasing money, you are chasing mastery. And mastery magnetizes everything you once thought you had to fight for. This is your billionaire shift. It's not just near, it's here. What happens before a shift like this? Discomfort, disruption, a feeling of everything breaking down. That's because old systems, old beliefs, old energies cannot coexist with billionaire frequency. You must understand this clearly. The breakdown is not a curse, it's preparation. It's a cleansing. The rejection you faced was not a punishment, it was a repositioning. The delay wasn't denial, it was divine alignment. You had to be slowed down so your spirit could catch up. And now that your soul is ready, the numbers are escalating. This is the billionaire matrix unfolding, not in someone else's life, not in theory, but in yours. But to step fully into it, you must do the inner work. You must become the version of yourself that's already living inside that future. That version of you, they don't second-guess their worth. They don't shrink in rooms of power. They don't chase, they attract. They've developed discipline so sharp, it cuts through every excuse. They've learned how to say no to anything that disrespects their purpose. That version of you already exists, and the numbers are waking them up. You keep seeing 111. You are being asked to align your thoughts, your words, and your expectations. Speak the life you want as if it's already yours. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows the universe is conspiring in their favor. You keep seeing 222. Balance. Stop trying to force outcomes and start trusting the process. Make peace with where you are, so the blessing has a place to land. 333. The ascended part of your spirit is getting louder than your fear. The light within you is stronger than the darkness around you. That's the billionaire mindset forming, unshakable inner power. Now 444 appears, and here's the test. It's time to build. No more procrastination. No more planning without action. No more dreams without deadlines. The foundation must be built. The habits must be established. If you want divine wealth, your character has to be strong enough to handle it. And the signs will not stop until you answer the call with action. Not reaction, action. There's a difference. Reactions are emotional. Actions are intentional. The universe is looking for your intention. This is the difference between the ordinary path and the billionaire path. Ordinary people see the signs and keep walking. But the chosen ones, they build with the signs. They listen. They respond. They say, if I keep seeing it, I must be becoming it. You're not seeing numbers to impress your friends on social media. You're seeing them because a portal has opened, and only those tuned to its frequency can walk through. A billionaire doesn't just think about wealth. They think about systems, service, sustainability. You're not just being prepared to receive, you're being prepared to multiply. What you build now must bless not just you, but generations after you. That's why the shift feels so heavy sometimes, because it's bigger than you. It's not just about money, it's about movement. You are becoming the root system for an entirely new spiritual economy in your family line. And the numbers are the blueprints. Maybe lately you've felt distant from people. Maybe your energy has been sensitive, your body tired, your mind restless. That's the cocoon phase. That's what happens before the emergence. You are not falling apart. You are reforming. You are molting old energy and making space for divine downloads. And the numbers, they're keeping you awake. They're making sure you don't go back to sleep, back to comfort, back to normal. Let me be clear. Normal was never your path. That's why it always felt off. That's why you were never satisfied with what satisfied others. That's why you always felt the urge to reach beyond the surface. Because you are coded for more. You are a portal for wealth consciousness. You are an instrument of divine elevation. That's why the signs won't stop. Because your shift is not optional. It's scheduled, and it's time. Here's the truth. Most ignore. Abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you host. And your energy is now becoming a sanctuary for abundance. But it needs protection. You must guard your mind, your time, your attention. Be careful what you consume. Be mindful who you allow into your frequency. Not everyone is worthy of witnessing your wealth awakening. Some people are distractions sent to drain your discipline. Don't let their chaos cancel your calling. You're about to experience supernatural acceleration. Things you thought would take years will begin to appear in weeks. Opportunities that were once blocked will suddenly open like automatic doors sensing your presence. People will start to ask you, "How did this happen so fast?" And you'll smile, knowing it was never random. It was always written. The numbers told you, the signs prepared you, and now it's unfolding. But you must stay grounded. Don't let the speed seduce you. Don't let the progress make you arrogant. Stay humble, stay clear, stay devoted. Keep showing up, keep doing the inner work, keep aligning with purpose. Because the billionaire shift isn't just about reaching a place, it's about becoming a person. Someone who is trusted with influence, someone who carries wealth like light, not like weight. This is your life's pivot. The repeating numbers were the prelude. Now you are in the process. And the process, if honored, will lead to a promise that what's coming is far bigger than what you're leaving. So step boldly, speak clearly, walk faithfully. The billionaire shift is real, and it has your name written all over it. You're not just shifting into wealth, you're shifting into identity, into a version of yourself that was hidden beneath layers of survival, struggle, and silence. The numbers didn't come to decorate your life, they came to awaken it. Every digit, every pattern is unlocking a part of you that society tried to bury. They tried to label you as too much, too intense, too ambitious. But you were never too anything. You were simply born for more. And that more is what's finally meeting you. You may not have the external proof yet, but that's how every shift begins, in the unseen. It starts in the shadows, in the stillness, in the silent nights when nobody is watching. And while others are looking for signs in the skies, you're learning to listen to the signs inside your own soul. You're not just seeing numbers anymore. You're feeling them. They're alive inside your bones. They're guiding your decisions, your boundaries, your dreams. You are in sync now, and that internal rhythm is calling everything you need straight to you. This billionaire shift is not coming from outside, it's emerging from within. It's not about catching a lucky break, it's about becoming the break. You are the storm they never saw coming. You are the solution to a problem the world didn't even realize existed. You are wealth in human form. And when your mind finally accepts that truth, everything around you will conform to it. But hear this truth: the universe does not respond to confusion. It responds to clarity. So if you've been seeing 555 and wondering why everything is shaking, this is why. You're being pushed into clarity. The chaos you're feeling isn't random. It's divine pruning. It's your future trimming off everything that can't handle your harvest. Relationships are falling away. Habits are breaking. Thoughts are rewiring. That's the shaking before the settling. And once the shaking stops, something new rises. The 777 shows up. That number isn't just about luck. It's about divine orchestration. It's about the moment where all the random pieces come together and make sense. You'll look back and realize the detours were actually directions. The delays were actually protection. The losses were actually upgrades in disguise. You will finally see what your spirit knew all along. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was missing. Nothing was broken. Everything was being realigned. But remember, this shift requires more than belief. It requires behavior. It requires structure. And that's why 888 follows, not just as a sign of abundance, but as a challenge to prepare for it. It's time to get your systems in order. Start treating your dream like a job before it pays you like one. Start honoring your time as if it's your most sacred currency, Because it is. Start protecting your peace like it's the vault to your future. Because it is. You don't have time for distractions. Not now. Not in this season. You don't have room for self-sabotage. Not when the universe is finally ready to release what you were born to receive. You have no business entertaining doubt when destiny is knocking. The numbers are telling you, stop hesitating. This is the moment. This is the window. This is the wave. And you can either ride it or miss it. The billionaire shift is not just an economic change. It's an energetic inheritance. You are reclaiming what was stolen from generations before you. You are breaking patterns of lack. You are becoming a portal for overflow. And that kind of shift requires spiritual authority. You cannot walk into this season with the same small thinking that kept you tied to yesterday. You must expand. You must stretch. You must speak boldly, move boldly, expect boldly. You must begin to operate as if the outcome is already secured, because it is. The moment the signs started appearing, the timeline was activated. You didn't conjure this path. It was already in motion. But now you're aware of it. Now you're awake. Now you're aligned. And that awareness is your superpower. The old version of you would have waited for permission. This version of you creates the opportunity. You are the architect now. You don't just react to life. You design it. You don't just follow rules. You write them. You don't just visualize abundance. You embody it. Everything about you is shifting. Your presence, your tone, your walk, your frequency. That's why people are noticing. That's why energy feels different around you. That's why things are breaking open. You've tapped into the billionaire rhythm of the universe, and it's flowing through you. Don't second-guess this moment. Don't talk yourself out of what's already talking through you. Your voice has power. Your vision has weight. Your ideas are not accidents. They're instructions. They're blueprints for the empire you were always meant to build. And this shift is your cue to begin laying the foundation. Brick by brick, decision by decision, step by step. You are not waiting for the blessing anymore. You are the blessing. You're the answer to a prayer someone else hasn't even spoken yet. And the numbers you keep seeing, they're just the universe reminding you. Keep going. Keep building. Keep becoming. Because what's coming has never been done before. Because it's waiting on you to do it. So don't shrink. Don't doubt. Don't delay. If you're seeing this, if you're feeling this, if your spirit is screaming yes, as you hear this, then this is yours. You're not just in the right place. You are the place where it all begins. This is no longer about alignment. It's about embodiment. You've received the signs. You've felt the signals. You've endured the stripping, the pruning, the breaking, the revealing. Now comes the embodiment, the part where you walk as if the future is already inside your bones. The part where you no longer wait for a door to open, because you realize you are the door. This is the most powerful stage of the billionaire shift, not because of what's happening around you, but because of what's happening within you. You are learning to command the atmosphere around you with intention, not desperation. You are shifting from asking to assigning, from begging to building, from hoping to knowing. You have become fluent in the language of the universe, and repeating numbers are now confirmations, not questions. They don't startle you anymore, they stabilize you. Because now you understand. They are timestamps, coordinates, pings from your higher timeline, letting you know that every thought, every action, every belief is either bringing you closer or pulling you further from the life you were destined to live. So when you see 111 now, you don't pause in wonder. You pause in precision. You become sharply aware of the thoughts you're thinking in that moment, because now you understand that the universe is scanning them for instructions. When 222 shows up, you know it's time to double-check your inner balance. Are you trusting the process or trying to control it? Are you forcing outcomes or flowing with divine orchestration? 333 no longer just feels angelic, it feels like fuel. Fuel for the purpose you're finally accepting. Sabegsasibsa, that's your alarm clock, not to wake you up, but to build you up. Because this part of the shift requires structure. You can't pour billionaire energy into a leaky vessel. You must seal the cracks in your discipline, your habits, your beliefs. Wealth, true divine wealth, requires a container strong enough to hold it without losing integrity. This is what most people miss. They want the reward without the refinement. But you've said yes to both. That's why your journey hasn't been ordinary. That's why your preparation has been so intense. Because where you're headed, shortcuts don't exist. Only sovereignty does. And sovereignty cannot be faked. It must be forged. And that's what's happening now. The fire isn't burning you. It's branding you, marking you as one who is trusted with divine abundance. You're not meant to chase what everyone else is chasing. You're meant to carry what no one else can carry. You are not the follower. You are the founder. You are not here to climb someone else's ladder. You are here to build your own tower, and the numbers repeating in your life are the blueprint. You don't need outside validation. You've got inner vision. And that vision? That's your ticket. That's your key. That's your currency. The billionaire shift isn't just unlocking financial doors, it's unlocking generational doors. You are going to be the reason your bloodline changes. You are going to be the one they talk about in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. You are going to be the one who rewrites every story of lack, every memory of survival, every chapter of just getting by. Why? Because you answered the call. You didn't ignore the signs. You aligned. You obeyed. You showed up. And now it's showing up for you. In subtle ways at first. Unexpected encounters. Random opportunities. Sudden clarity. Energy that feels clean. Exciting. Alive. People who carry the frequency of your next chapter will begin to arrive. Because your frequency is now strong enough to attract them. Not because you chased them, but because you became them. That's the shift. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So become it. Become the person who handles 7 figures with grace and generosity. Become the person who makes decisions from peace, not pressure. Become the person who honors their time like it's sacred and protects their vision like it's gold. Because it is. You are sitting on gold, and the numbers are flashing to remind you not to bury it. Now let's talk about 999. That number isn't just an end, it's a transition. It means what once worked will no longer work. The old you can't come where you're going. The old mindsets, the small routines, the people who fed your fear more than your faith. They all have to stay behind. Not because you're better than them, but because you're built for something they may not yet understand. And your shift cannot be delayed by explanations. You owe no one an apology for evolving. You were never here to stay the same. You were here to disrupt cycles, to dismantle mediocrity, to demonstrate divine wealth with integrity and power. And now that the shift has started, everything about your life is going to reflect it. Your relationships will get more aligned. Your habits will get more strategic. Your energy will get more refined. And the numbers will guide you through it all. You are now in flow with a higher rhythm. It may not always feel comfortable, but it will always feel correct. You'll know when you're off path, not because something goes wrong, but because your spirit feels foggy. Your clarity is your compass now, and clarity only grows when you honor the stillness. Make space for silence. Make time for reflection. These are not luxuries anymore. They are necessities for your billionaire path. Every time the numbers repeat, let it be a reminder that you are no longer waiting for a sign. You are the sign. You are the evidence that the divine still moves. You are the living proof that destiny does not require a perfect past, only a willing heart. And because you said yes, the shift is now irreversible. It's here, it's moving, it's manifesting, and it's yours. There's something important you must understand now. This stage of your shift is no longer about signs, it's about stewardship. You are not just being given energy, you're being entrusted with it. The numbers did their job. They got your attention. They pulled you out of autopilot and into divine awareness. But now, you have to carry that awareness. You have to protect it, feed it, and walk it out through every decision you make. You have entered the realm where everything is spiritual strategy. Your thoughts are strategy. Your silence is strategy. Your rest is strategy. Your discipline is strategy. You are no longer here to react. You are here to architect. And when you move with that kind of energy, the world starts to make room. The path begins to part. The money starts to move. Not because you chased it, but because your alignment became magnetic. You see, in this realm, wealth doesn't chase hustle. It chases clarity. And the repeating numbers have been heaven's way of carving out your clarity. They made you question your old patterns. They made you pause before going back to that toxic cycle. They made you stop and think, feel, listen. That was the divine resetting your inner compass. And now that the compass is steady, the resources are responding. The billionaire shift is like a current, and most people never catch it. Not because it isn't available, but because they're too distracted to notice when it comes. But you noticed. You paid attention. You followed the nudges. You felt the pull. And now, the current is lifting you. Not with chaos, but with calm. Not with effort, but with essence. You are no longer in the energy of forcing. You are now in the energy of flowing. But flowing does not mean passive. It means precise. You no longer chase. You choose. You no longer beg. You embody. You are now the chooser, the creator, the captain. And with that comes responsibility. You must now protect your billionaire mindset like it's your birthright. Because it is. You must guard your space, your words, your focus, your circle. Every single thing you allow into your world now either builds your legacy or breaks it. This is the season of refined power. That means saying no with no guilt. That means cutting ties with confusion. That means deleting anything that doesn't mirror where you're going. You cannot carry everyone with you. And you cannot afford to be loyal to your past while betraying your future. You must evolve unapologetically. You must lead, even if it means walking alone for a while. Because those who are assigned to your next level will meet you there. They won't need to be dragged. They'll recognize the frequency. They'll honor the energy. They'll speak the same language, purpose. This is how you know the billionaire shift is real. You no longer tolerate what you used to beg for. You no longer settle for what you once thought was enough. Your spirit craves depth, truth, excellence. You've outgrown small talk. You've outgrown low effort. You've outgrown waiting to be chosen. Because now you understand. You were the chosen one all along. The numbers were proof. The transformation is proof. And now the results are coming. Slowly, yes, but steadily. Quietly, but powerfully. The shift doesn't need an audience. It needs your agreement, and you've already given it. That's why things around you are rearranging. That's why what used to feel hard is becoming natural. That's why new doors are appearing without force. You've entered the zone where heaven does the heavy lifting. Your only job is to move with it. You are no longer trying to manifest. You are embodying what's already yours. You are living like the blessing has already been released. And guess what? That belief makes the blessing arrive faster, because it no longer has to fight your doubt to get to you. It no longer has to crash through your resistance. Your mind is fertile, your heart is open, your energy is clear, and your life is finally aligned. But let this be your warning too. Distractions will try to return. Old temptations will knock again. Past connections will resurface, not because they're meant for you, but because the old cycle wants one last chance to pull you back in. Do not open that door. Do not revisit what once drained you. Do not dim your light for comfort. You did not come this far to fold now. You are too close. You are too aligned. You are too crowned. You must now walk like the numbers are watching, because they are. Each time they appear, they're checking your frequency. They're checking your focus. They're asking, are you still in position? And if you are, the energy multiplies. The provision multiplies. The vision expands. Because the billionaire shift isn't just a moment. It's a movement. And you are the one meant to lead it. This is where the real shift happens. Not when something outside changes, but when something within you refuses to go back. That's the decision point. That's the turning point. That's the billionaire pivot. From waiting to commanding. From wishing to walking. From surviving to soaring. And now, in the silence after the signs, a new frequency is calling your name. Chosen one, you are beginning to realize that the numbers were not just messages from the universe. They were signatures of your future self. The you who already succeeded. The you who already walked the billionaire path. The you who already overcame the lack, the noise, the doubt. Those repeating numbers were codes sent across time, warnings, confirmations, and now, final instructions. This shift is not just about wealth, it's about identity. You were never meant to live under the radar. You were designed to radiate. That's why people stared. That's why things felt different. That's why your presence could shake a room before you even said a word. Something divine has always surrounded you. It was never just about numbers. It was about the alignment behind them. What's happening now is quantum. Your mind is unlocking new understandings. Your heart is expanding into new compassion. Your vision is becoming crystal clear. You are no longer distracted by chaos because you now recognize the pattern. Right before everything explodes in your favor, the illusion always tries to shake you one last time. But this time, you didn't shake. You stood firm. You passed the test. And that changes everything. The billionaire shift is not a lottery ticket. It's not a fluke. It's a series of divine arrangements lined up like dominoes, all waiting for your yes, your faith, your decision to trust the unseen more than the seen. It's not about the zeros in your bank account. It's about the infinite value in your soul. Every repeating number is now amplified. The energy behind 111 is pushing you into instant manifestation. The power of 333 is forming divine connections behind closed doors. The flow of 888 is no longer trickling, it's flooding. And you are rising without panic, walking without fear, living without apology. Because this is what you were born for. You won't need to chase opportunities. They will show up in your inbox. You won't need to search for open doors. You'll walk past walls that collapse at your presence. You won't need to explain your shift. People will feel it. This is the era where you become unrecognizable to those who underestimated you. This is the moment when your spirit outgrows every limitation they tried to place on you. This is the frequency where your birthright reactivates. The numbers are just the beginning. Now, the real miracles begin. You'll start receiving insights that others can't explain. You'll have dreams that match future events. You'll attract people, resources, and strategies that align with the vision that only you could see. Because you were the blueprint, you were the seed, you were the prophecy wrapped in flesh, and no one saw it coming. The billionaire shift doesn't need you to work harder. It needs you to believe louder, to walk boldly, to trust every step, to speak as if the reality is already here. Because in the unseen, it is. You've cried enough. You've waited enough. You've been patient enough. Now it's time to build, to move, to claim. Now it's time to go from silent observer to chosen receiver. There's no turning back. Not after what you've seen. Not after what you've endured. Not after the numbers started talking and your soul started listening. Your billionaire timeline has already started. Now it's about flow. Now it's about obedience. Now it's about unapologetic expansion. Watch how people start reaching out to you with offers. Watch how ideas drop into your spirit at the perfect time. Watch how everything you once had to force now flows to you with grace. You don't need permission. You already have divine confirmation. The signs were never random. The journey was never wasted. The calling was never a mistake. It was all designed to remind you of who you've always been. A divine vessel built for wealth, legacy, influence, and freedom. You are not just experiencing a shift. You are the shift. And the universe is adjusting itself accordingly.